And now the sprinters at Santa Anita.
And number 1 is Smile, who has the best chance for an upset, has the rail, early speed, second time LASIK. He'll be able to save ground. You can throw out his last. He hates a sloppy track. That was a sloppy one. He's good sprinting. He led most of the way and finished second to Precisionist in the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year. Jacinto Vasquez is the pilot. Number 2, Double Schwartz, the best 5-furlong horse in Europe. But maybe the Americans have too much early zip and they'll just leave him behind. He's never been around to turn, so watch how he reacts on the bend. Pat Ettery, who won on his last, rides again. Number 3, Taylor Special, gets his early speed from his daddy, Hawkins Special, one of the fastest sprinters I ever called. Taylor Special has won all over the country and has been making clockers do a double take at their watches of late. He's ready, and Randy Romero, the pilot, is also. Number 4 is Bedside Promise, who improved dramatically last out. Now, even with a poor start, too. He was wide into the stretch, and he would need, though, a faultless trip to beat Groovy and the other speedballs in here. Pete Pinkai Jr., who won the Juvenile last year with Tasso, and the first race this afternoon is the rider. 5 is Green Desert, who at age 3 is the best 6-furlong horse in Europe, but always on the grass, so how will he handle the dirt? He has instant acceleration, he's dangerous, and the talented Walter Swinburne knows this horse. He's ridden him his last 9 times. Carload is the 6th horse. Never given me any indication he could handle the likes of the field this afternoon. They're taking a shot, and Bill Shoemaker, the Wizard, is aboard. Number 7, Love That Mac, owned by a retired mailman and 2 teenage brothers. 29-year-old trainer Wayne Widmer claimed this horse for only $50,000 last September. A Cinderella story here in the Breeders' Cup, Dick. Pat Day tries to finish off their fairy tale. Number 8 is Pine Tree Lane. Here's a horse that was purchased for only $22,000 as a yearling. The only filly in the sprint, so she gets in at 123. Pine Tree Lane, a runaway winner last out at the Meadowlands, beating Laser Show and Jean's Lady. Angel Cordero Jr. will have her close to the pace. She looks like she's the only one that can run with Groovy. And on the outside, that speed freak Groovy, who won the ancient title here at Santa Anita, carrying 123 pounds. His weight package today, because he is a 3-year-old, 108-1 last out. He has had some awesome races before this year's Triple Crown. He disappointed in the Derby and the Preakness, moved to Jose Martin's barn this summer. He's been sprinting with abandon, and Jose Santos rides the odds-on Texas bred. Don't go away. We'll be back with more from Santa Anita after this timeout.
Crowd coming up the sprint at 6 furlongs, 3/4 of a mile. The equivalent of a 100-yard dash for humans. A fast break essential. A horse better be close by the head of the stretch. Rarely can a sprinter come from far behind. And here are the current odds.
And Bedside Promise is the only one other than the favorite who is down from the morning line, starting at 12 and moving down now to 9-1. Maybe that's because Pinkai is aboard. And Groovy, as you see, is now up to 2-5. Right now, let's take a look at some of the major contenders in this Breeders' Cup Sprint. And let's join Jay and Harvey for that.
The Breeders' Cup Sprint. 3-year-old
Might be in danger.
We might mention that Dave Johnson is part of the proud heritage of Santa Anita. First race was on Christmas Day, 1934, and the venerable Joe Hernandez called the races here for nearly 40 years. Dave Johnson had his stint of 7. Let's go upstairs to Tom Durkin.
All right, the champion pro tem in the gate. Groovy's in. They're in the gate. And they're off. And Pine Tree Lane is away first. Groovy was away second, and Smile away third. Up the backstretch. Pine Tree Lane in front by a neck. Groovy to her outside, to her inside at Smile. It's 2.5 lengths back to Double Schwartz now, who races in third. In between horses, there goes Green Desert now, gaining ground from fourth. Bedside Promise fifth on the outside. Taylor Special is sixth, and he's about 8 lengths off the lead. Love That Mac is second to last, and Carload trails the field. Into the far turn, Pine Tree Lane and Smile in a speed duel, and Groovy is third with less than 3 furlongs to run. Pine Tree Lane and Smile, and they are going at it, and they're stalked by Groovy as they come to the top of the stretch, and then it's 5 lengths to Bedside Promise now, who swings to the outside. Taylor Special there toward the inside as the field turns for home. An astonishing half, 43-3, and they're coming to the final furlong. Smile digs in, he's holding on to a short lead. Pine Tree Lane is right at his neck. Groovy is still third. A late run from Bedside Promise, and it's Smile. He's in front, and Smile is going to win it. And then it was Pine Tree Lane and Bedside Promise. Groovy, a disappointing fourth. Groovy never got to the lead. Highly unexpected here. And Smile and Pine Tree Lane, a speed duel around the course. And as they hit the wire, Smile prevailed.
Oh, my. A big surprise. Groovy apparently finishing fourth. Smile was a tenacious second last year, remember, beaten by 3/4 of a length in this race by Precisionist. In the Breeders' Cup Sprint, Jose Martin, shocked as many of the thousands are here at Santa Anita. Unofficially, Pine Tree Lane, followed by Bedside Promise and Groovy the favorite fourth.
And you know, they call the people who bet those big sums to show bridge jumpers. This is going to be big payoffs for the show spot because Groovy was off the board. Here's the action around the final turn after a scorching 21-1. Smile, what a gutsy performance. What a gutsy ride. Jacinto Vasquez fights off the challenge of the filly, Pine Tree Lane, with Angel Cordero. Down the stretch they come. Smile on the inside. The filly, Pine Tree Lane, who ran a big race on the outside. Groovy just simply cannot make up the ground, and it's going to be Smile, who has a winning habit now. In fact, many thought this horse was going to go in the mile turf race and thought that Scotty Schulhofer was crazy about putting Smile in this one. He proved that he is not crazy, and the NBC photo finish camera shows that Smile was best by about 2. The filly second, and the 4-horse Bedside Promise with Pinkai grabs the show spot from the odds-on Groovy, who was 4th.
Florida bred. And what a huge price for this field. Smile went off at 11-1, unofficially the winner. And 108-2, Pine Tree Lane and Bedside Promise finish a surprising 1-2-3. Well, when they posted those prices, the backers of Smile did just that. $24 to win, $9.80 and $12.80. Big show prices because of the big pull on the number 4 finisher, Groovy, the favorite. And someone not smiling with that result is with Tom Hammond.
That more person not smiling, of course, is Jose Santos, who was aboard Groovy, the 2-5 favorite who finished 4th. Jose, everyone was shocked when Groovy never even made the lead. What happened?
Well, I'm very disappointed for this call, you know. And I'm pushing hard in the front part, and he don't go. And you know, the field is very fast, and he no good horse come from behind.
Did you know right out of the gate that he didn't have it today when he didn't go to the front?
Well, when I hit in the shoulder a couple times, he don't go, and I say, oh, forget about.
Is there any reason why you think he didn't fire today?
Well, you know, I don't know what happened. The horse walking gray. I don't know what happened.
All right. Jose Santos, who rode Groovy today. Let's go to Sharon Smith with Angel Cordero.
Well, Angel was aboard the second-place horse. This filly ran a terrific race. Got herself a nice paycheck, too.
She did. She ran a big race. Smile ran a big race today, probably the biggest race of his life. And this filly probably ran her biggest race of her life, too. She ran real game.
Do you think you played a part in Groovy being beaten by going out there so quickly?
Well, she's natural a fast filly. She's very fast. And even so that Groovy's only giving him 1 pound, she was able to outrock him and to outrun him with no problem. I wasn't even sending him, and she outrun him pretty good. The other horse was game. I could not clear him to drop in, and he got the rail, and he outrun me the last part.
Well, one thing good about the Breeders' Cup is that second place is worth a lot of money as well. Let's go to Jay and Harvey now.
Well, and it's a happy bunch here, of course. Jacinto Vasquez, the man from Panama, and this horse on the lead and really dug in here today.
Well, he broke very well. I lay in third or second third for a while. Then I'm going in the turns. I move up right inside the other horse in the lead because it was time to hold my ground.
We've got an isolated replay of Smile, number 1, the Francis A. Jenter stable, and you are in very good shape here.
Yes, so I have enough horse yet to get inside him, Cordero outside of me, and he was running very easy at that time.
Were you surprised that Groovy wasn't on top?
Well, he's been working fast, and but I've never been scared of Groovy.
All right.
Maybe you're right, because in all honesty, your horse is the only one, Scotty Schulhofer, the trainer, that was fast enough to beat Groovy. Maybe not out-sprint him. Were you a little shocked when the filly beat Groovy for the top?
No, I kind of figured they'd be trying to take the lead off of Groovy, and like we talked, that if he could be close enough, he might cut the corner and keep coming.
This has always been a good horse. In fact, a super horse. Is it sound? Because his races are a little spacey.
Well, as a 2-year-old, he had chips in his knees, both knees. They were operated on. He's basically fairly sound. He has some foot problems, but other than that, he does, you know, he stays pretty sound.
Scotty, you had a lot of pressure on you today because your owners wanted to go in the mile, frankly, and you said, let's sprint.
Well, not exactly. We kind of talked it over together, and we came to the right decision, I think.
You sure did. Congratulations all around to Smile.
Don't forget to tell me he's a Florida bred.
Florida bred.
It's
Comes Mr. Nehru.
It's also one for New York, Vasquez and Schulhofer.
Oh, that's wonderful.